Hey guys, so this video we're going to do a follow-up to the De La Riva passing video. In the previous video I showed the main 9 passes you use in the De La Riva Guard. That's under my playlist, Comprehensive Guard Passes. In this one we're going to talk about the different ways the guy can control the De La Riva, which will dictate which passes you do. Okay, so just go to the next. Okay, so when you're passing, like whatever grips the guy has on you is going to dictate what passes you can do, right? So in the previous video, I talked a lot about the different options you have in De La Riva for passing. In this one, we're going to talk about the different ways the guy can control and how that's going to lead to what passes you do. So the first one is the guy has the ankle or the pant grip with that left hand. The ankle or the pant grip are pretty similar on the passes I can do. The main difference is if he has on the ankle is sometimes I can kind of kick my foot out like that. But with the pants, it's the ankle, my passes are mainly the same. In this position, generally I'm looking to trap the leg. Usually it's more knee cuts, like here, leg drag, reverse leg drag, folding pass is one of my favorites here as well. In this position, I think it's probably the most versatile. There's a lot of different variables. This guy's hand is usually looking for your sleeve. If he doesn't get the sleeve, he'll be on the collar looking for barimbolos and stuff like that. Okay, so it's just important to understand which one you're in when you're initiating your passes. Okay, the next one is what I call like a leg hug De La Riva, or where he wraps your leg. So the guy's more tight like this. So one of the things that this changes is when the guy's wrapped like this, his body angle is a little bit more to the side, so it's harder to like leg drag, right? So in this situation, the leg drag's pretty difficult to pull this across because he's at such an angle, it usually just gets in the way of your body. Like a normal knee cut with like an underhook can be pretty tough here too because this gap is closed off, right? So I can't get in there. So generally with this, I'm thinking more like reverse leg drag where I pull this ankle up and pass to the right. I think a little bit more, sometimes the stack pass can be good here, like this. Also when I trap the leg here, if I want to do a knee cut, I usually do it more with a lapel, either the cross collar or the same side, and I'm thinking about coming through there in some way. Again, I'm not going to go super in-depth on the passes. I'll do separate videos on how to break down each of those individual positions. Right now I'm just giving you an overview of the position, okay? So another variation here, go back to leg hug with the lapel. Yeah, is a leg hug, but the guy's going to feed the lapel, right? So this is a pretty common one as well. Here, the reverse leg drag can be difficult because as I pull up, it'll usually catch the lapel. Also, the knee cut can be a bit tough, but the two main ones I'll do here is I'll try to get separation here by stepping my leg back and step my leg out. And now I'm a little more free to like club pass or go back to Toreandos. Also, if he has the position here, like this, right, I can also go in for a knee cut here, but I can't immediately finish. So I have to kind of go through more of a complicated process to break this grip. That. Next one is the Underhook De La Riva, like here, right? In this one, again, very different from the other ones. The knee cut is basically impossible in this position. Okay, if I try to knee cut here, it's just gonna mess my knee up and often give him a ton of attacks to set up here, right? I'm gonna have Andy do a video coming up next on playing this position in general. So yeah, so the underhook, it's really difficult to go for the knee cut. Leg drag can be really difficult too. Generally what the guy's looking for here is like to kind of bring you forward, underhook your leg. The guy can go for barimbolos. He can go for sweeps, like a waiter sweep. Come out for the back. Okay. The passes generally I like to try here is some kind of either where I push the leg past the body and drop and try to club in. You can get away a lot of times with like a shin slide. It can still be tough. So the next one is we're here is the guy, same thing, the guy's gonna feed the lapel. Okay, so this is like almost every guard, it's like there's that guard, then the lapel version, which is even harder, right? So this one's really tricky. It's got your posture broken. You're all locked up here. The shin slide stuff can be a little bit harder because this lapel has it trapped. You have to worry about the guy doing stuff like the lapel plata where he shoots up on the lapel and starts entangling you here. One of the things with this one that's interesting is sometimes this kind of like knee cut type position is a little bit easier when they have the lapel actually, because your foot is controlled less. It's possible to step this out. Okay, so it's just something to know. Okay, otherwise you can still get away with pushing this back and dropping and then trying to break here, but it is a little bit more difficult. Okay.
Posture of Paulo. Feeds the lapel all the way to the outside. Not sure what he's going for with that.
Last one is the Coyote ankle lock grip. Okay, so if you haven't seen this one before, you may look at it and it looks almost like the leg hug, but the difference is his hand is going through onto his own ribs here. Okay, and in this position, if you don't know what's going on here, you're just going to think, oh, I want to do the same thing as always. So if I step over this leg and just try to proceed forward like a knee cut, he can bring me down and drop me for a really brutal ankle lock, right? Again, that's why it's so important when you're passing to kind of know what position you're in, right? A lot of people go under the guard thinking like, I want to do a knee cut or I want to do a Toreando, and they're not paying attention to what grips the guy has on them. That's what dictates what you do. So this one can be really brutal because guys come in and they just try to do the same process they always do in De La Riva. They come in, they either have the leg or the lapel, they trap the leg and they want to start cutting, and then they're just immediately giving that ankle. All right, guys. So that was kind of the overview of the main positions. Again, I'll do separate videos going more in depth on each control. Everything in jiu-jitsu is like that, where the positions, like one little thing will make it completely different. So the analogy I like to use, it's like chess. Like you have to learn how the pieces move before you can go into strategy and tactics. What people often do is they want to learn a technique, but the thing is, like no one technique can work. You can't pick one technique, master it, and then move on to a new technique. You have to understand how everything works together at once first and start trying to build the whole game at the same time. An analogy I would use is like if you're learning to play from closed guard and you're trying to learn the Kimura, you want to master the Kimura, but your opponent like has his hands behind his back and he's leaning forward like this. You can't go for the Kimura. You have to take a collar choke or a guillotine or like a hip bump sweep, right? So if you go into jiu-jitsu and you pick a technique you want to work on, the hard part is just sometimes you may not be able to get to that because of how the guy's fighting, right? So the idea with these videos is to give you an overview so you understand what the position is about and what you should be looking for. And then I'll do separate videos that go more in depth on the specific positions, okay? And then I'm going to be doing a video coming up here with Andy, who's won the Worlds, yes. Trained at Coyote, trains at Atos. You know, one of the cutting edge new guys coming up. So he's playing the Underhook De La Riva position a lot. So I figured he's here training for the Europeans camp we did. So it'd be a great opportunity for you guys to learn some stuff. He also has a YouTube channel he just started. So there'll be some more stuff on there for the Coyote ankle lock stuff, as well as the Underhook De La Riva. So if you want to see more of an in-depth breakdown on the Underhook De La Riva itself, we'll be doing that video soon. Also, guys, follow me on Instagram at JohnThomasBJJ. A lot of techniques and stuff that have a lot of small details that are hard to get in these like big videos like this. So these big videos are more for like comprehensive stuff, but like the small little details with like how to grab the pants or things like that, you'll pick a lot of those up on my Instagram because I'm updating that daily. Okay, guys? As always, if you like the content, please like, share, subscribe. Thanks a lot.